Good afternoon. My name is Tom Marino. I'm Chairman of the Finance and Property Committee. I'm calling the meeting to order. We'll go around the room so people can introduce themselves and we'll get started with the meeting.
Jay Bemke, Alderman District 8.
Jay Cattenall, Alderman.
Tim Sorcy, Finance Director.
Dean Veneman, Alderman District 2.
Matt Chakowski, CVB Board of Directors.
Meredith Klecker, Wisconsin Rapids Area Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Kelly Warrington, City Staff.
All right, we can get started with that. We'll call the meeting to order. So item 2, update from the Wisconsin Rapids Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. Whoever wants to start.
Okay, Calvin. That's okay. Thank you for your patience while I get, there we go. We like to come, I am Meredith from the Wisconsin Rapids Area CVB, and we like to come at least once a year and update Finance and Property Committee on the state of tourism in the area and how it's impacting our economy. We very much appreciate our partnership with the city, and so I'm just here to give you an update. I will be doing numbers for both 2019 and 2020 in this presentation since we didn't get a chance to come last year. So there are 2021 official visitor guides on the table if you'd like one. That's just an example of one of the publications that we do. And it does have resources and information. So this is a little overview of what I'm going to cover. I'm going to go fairly quickly though. If you have any questions at all, please stop me. I don't mind at all. Who we are. We are a destination marketing organization that represents the Wisconsin Rapids, Southwood County area. We are the tourism entity for the city of Wisconsin Rapids as defined by Wisconsin statute. And those statutes require certain things. The type of, how our board is comprised, how that we spend at least 51% of our funding on tourism promotion and tourism development. And our mission is to promote and develop the Wisconsin Rapids area as a business and leisure destination that results in economic prosperity for all. So our board of directors, we have a very engaged and dynamic board of directors that I am grateful for. And it's comprised of the lodging industry, the hospitality industry. We have a couple members that work in the private sector, or the public sector, excuse me. We have a pretty good variety on our board, and that is our board of directors. I'm going to zip through this. My staff thought it would be cool to put our pictures in there. So what we do, this is the meat of what's important. So we promote the Wisconsin Rapids area and all of the great things that are part of this area. We are blessed and well positioned for 2021 due to our outdoor recreation, our abundant, the lakes, the rivers, our trails. We have a great culture and heritage program. We have 3 museums in town. We have 3 theaters. So we have a pretty vibrant music and arts scene developing. And we have we have great local businesses producing some really unique products that are actually being sold internationally. And we have great local flavor. So this was our 2019 guide. It was the 10th anniversary for the Rafters. And this was our 2020 guide. So we also work to attract people in different sectors. So business travelers for conventions and meetings. We work to attract sports teams, both the rights holders, the people that have the rights to the event, and the local stakeholders. We work to attract leisure travelers of all kinds, tours, all different types of groups. Our target market is all different types of groups, including families and individuals and family reunions. So we work to build and foster relationships with all of our partners and our municipalities. We work to engage and collaborate those stakeholders. We are not experts in all the sports or all the arts, so we really work closely with our partners in the community. We invest our financial resources and our energy and our time and our staff time in really promoting this area. We support and serve endeavors going on in the city and in the community. by serving on committees, by working with different organizations like the chamber and with county. And then we analyze and explore different options. We analyze the data to make sure that we are targeting our markets where they need to be to continue to grow. So 2019, this is our expenditures for 2019. We are required to spend 51%. We spent 81.6 of room tax dollars on tourism marketing and tourism promotion. For 2020, we spent 75.9% of our room tax dollars. These are the markets that we invest in. This is not an end-all list. These are just some examples. You will notice sports, meetings and conventions, agritourism, which includes cranberries and potatoes and just farms in general. Farmers markets are part of a growing sector in that area. Tours, and then leisure. And outdoor recreation is included in leisure. And you'll notice the blue is the 2019 numbers, the tan is 2020. We made some changes, strategic changes, to try to position ourselves during 2020 when the pandemic hit, which is why you see sports has always been one of our top areas that we invest, but you see a big spike in leisure, and that was directly related to promoting outdoor recreation as a safe way to get out and take care of your health, both mentally and physically. So why does all this matter? Why does what we do matter? Tourism spent, in 2019, $22.2 billion was brought into the state by visitors. 102 million of that in 2019 was spent in Wood County. And that generated 12.4 million in local and state taxes. Tourism in 2019 was the third largest industry in the state of Wisconsin. Now, for 2020, we dropped to fourth because healthcare went up to third, which is understandable, but it's a big industry, and it's been a growing industry historically for years. This is just a synopsis of the lodging available. We are funded by room taxes, so essentially it's a user fee. Those that use our services are the ones that pay for them via a lodging or a room tax. And then a portion of that comes to us, and then the municipality keeps a portion as well. So we have 483 hotel rooms. The largest has 150. We have a really nice historic bed and breakfast. We currently have 11, actually as of 2020, we have 11 vacation rentals, and we have 659 campsites, which are not, I don't believe in the city of Wisconsin Rapids pay any type of room tax, but I just give that as a point of reference. There's still visitors that come to our area and spend money in our economy. This is just some more infographics about the value of tourism. When visitors come, they directly spend money. So they come into town, they stay somewhere, they buy gas, they go out to eat, they might pick up groceries or get some souvenirs. And then the people that provide those services need to get more supplies. That's indirect, that's considered indirect impact. And then the people working in those industries also spend more money in the economy, and that's induced. So that's on the left. Some of the things of note, the impacts of tourism spending, it's pretty economical. So for every dollar spent on tourism promotion, $8 comes back in taxes. And for every dollar that's spent on advertising, the average visitor spends 95. This is a little bit of a drier slide, but I did want to provide accurate numbers for 2019 and 2020. And you will see double-digit decreases in 2020 related to the health pandemic and the restrictions on gathering and tourism. And the hospitality industry particularly was hit the fastest and the hardest. But the good news is it's also positioning itself to help bring back. And that we're already seeing that happen. So 5-year trends that we've been kind of tracking, sports is up. We have seen 5 years of increase between 2015 and 2019. Visitors have spent, visitors have spent over $1.6 million in our community.
Excuse me, Jake, did you have a question?
I did, yeah, so specifically to, I just wanted you to top on the top 3 hottest tourism, like what's bringing people here? I know you named off some, and then the sports tourism, is that the Raptors, is that our high school sports?
It's all of it. So
Okay.
sports, that's a really good question. So
How do you
sport-
categorize?
So sports tourism is when people are the reason they're coming into town. So if they're coming here for a Raptors game or a River Kings game, or they're coming here because their kids play soccer and they're in a tournament, or basketball, our WIA tournaments, all of that is considered sports tourism. It's the reason that they come to town.
Okay, and then what were your other, like top 3, would you say, that bring people to town?
The other top 3, leisure, outdoor recreation was huge in 2020. I think that's one of the reasons that Wisconsin did better than some of our fellow states. And Wood County is really positioned, and especially Wisconsin Rapids. We literally have the river running through it. We have great trails. We have great affordable amenities, and they're easily accessed. We're convenient. So leisure, I think, is a top one. And leisure includes lots of things. It includes the family reunions, family gatherings, weddings, just families that want to, come and have a vacation. That's all under leisure.
Okay.
Meetings and conventions took a pretty big hit. 2019, we did okay in meetings and conventions. Examples where we had the Department of Transportation Board of Aeronautics came for a convention. We were scheduled to have the American Public Works, the Wisconsin chapter, and some other ones that we were scheduled but then didn't happen due to COVID. So meetings and conventions is the one coming back the slowest, but we do anticipate that it's going to come back. So I would say the top are sports, leisure, and then tours and meetings and conventions.
Are you guys coordinating with the project that's going on for the sports area by Lincoln High School that's under
Yes,
construction?
they are. So we act, and I'll get, I have a slide for that, but we actually, years ago, instituted the Wisconsin Rapids Area Sports Commission, which is available it's open to anybody who's passionate about sports in the community. And so the sports complex is a member of that organization. So we are working with them
Okay,
as well.
thank you.
Sure. On the bottom of this slide, well, again, it's dry, I just wanted to point out that national research shows that 86% of Americans plan to travel in the next 6 months. They're traveling in larger groups and they're staying for longer. So where it used to be 2 days, now they're pushing it 3 or more. Outdoor recreation was a top driver of overnight stays in 2020, and Wisconsin does better than the national average. As I mentioned, we are well positioned to welcome visitors and take good care of them and have them tell lots of people and come back. These are just examples of how we promote. Most of our marketing is geared outside of our community because we are working to get people that aren't here to come. So we market regionally, we market statewide, and we market nationally on all channels. So social media, we do print advertising, we have done radio and television, and we partner with regional organizations to do that as well. So in 2019, 2020, we distributed over 43,000 of those visitor guides. They go all over the nation. In 2019 and 2020, they went to Spain and Israel and Germany as well. So these are just some examples of how we promote. So I'm just going to show you some things that we have created. In the center, the Cranberry Blossom Festival, you're all familiar with. That's a great community festival that involves many different groups. The Stay Dine Shop is an ad that we use in lots of different publications just to welcome people. But in the center, both the top one and that one were part of Fun in Wisconsin. That bottom was a WIAA. We did an ad in the statewide WIAA program. That was from a AAA program we ran an ad in, a statewide ad in. That is from meetings, Midwest Meetings. That's our ad in Midwest Meetings. And that every year we encourage cranberries. We encourage people to come for harvest. So those are some examples. We When the pandemic happened, we worked to encourage people to come safely, so we partnered with Wood County to do a "We Ask That You Wear a Mask" video program. We started a "Where is Cranberry Guy" campaign to encourage local people to look at what, so Cranberry Guy would show up and people guessed where he was, and we bought gift certificates from local businesses to encourage people to support local and also become aware of the great resources we have. These are some of the partners that that I mentioned that we work with. We are currently doing we wrote and received a joint effort marketing grant through Travel Wisconsin as part of Central Wisconsin Tourism. For over 20 years, we've worked with Stevens Point area, CVB, and Visit Marshfield to promote our area. One of the notable examples is we go to State Fair every year, and we man a State Fair booth for 11 days in the Wisconsin Products Pavilion. But we get 100,000 people a day to walk by, and we get to talk about what we do. So that's been fairly successful. We are a partner with Travel Wisconsin, so we are connected to many of their resources that we can partner with. We also share our events. Our events calendar goes through to all these other ones that are listed. So Travel Wisconsin will show our events all over Wisconsin, Central Wisconsin. Great Destinations, that is North Central ITBEC. Sports ETA is a national organization, used to be called National Association of Sports Commissions. That is where we discover requests for proposal, what's out there, what group is looking for places, and are we a good fit? That's where we do that research. And WADA is the Wisconsin Agricultural Tourism Association. Destinations Wisconsin is the former Wisconsin Association of CVBs, and that is, we are a full board member in that organization. And the significance of that for our community is that it means that we spend 75% of our resources on tourism promotion and tourism development as part of that organization. So here's the Sports Commission. One of the notable things about Sports Commission is we have been doing an MVP award, someone who really stands out in the community. And there's actually, it's hard to choose every year, but someone who stands out in the community as really supporting and helping advance the athletics or sports and really working in that area. Last year, even during the COVID era, we actually opened the MVP awards up to the community, and we switched the format a little bit so the winners actually announced at the celebration, and each organization that's nominated gets a chance to talk about what they're doing and how it's helping. So, decisions with impact. Some that we have done before 2020 include moving, we moved our office to the historic Ham building. We're on 2nd Street, right along the river, so 1st and 2nd Street. And we did that to be part of downtown and encourage downtown redevelopment. In 2019, we purchased a customer relations management system, which sounds dry as well, but it helps us organize, and it will help us gather data to be more specific, and again, to be able to gear our marketing where the demand suits. The board made a difficult decision to proceed with the 2021 Visitors Guide, not knowing if we could pay for it. But we did successfully, but that was a difficult decision. A lot of my counterparts in other parts of the state decided not to do visitor guides for 2021. They're just using what they had for 2020. We felt it was very important to try to get us to put Wisconsin Rapids out there and to try to gather it. So this is our current visitor guide. The photos were from a photo contest that we did within the community. And of course, we wanted to highlight the Aquatic Center on there as well. Other things that we are currently working on, we're involved in, that's the We Ask That You Wear a Mask again, and we are currently working on a destination assessment. It will go through the end of this year, and then we will work with Travel Wisconsin to assemble the data and get some information. And part of this is related to branding, to make sure that we are, Cranberry Guy is our mascot, but we have lots of great things to offer in this community, and we want to make sure that we are positioning ourselves to meet the needs of visitors and the community. So, there it is again. Thank you all very much. We always welcome feedback, and we encourage some of our best ideas come from visitors and our partner organizations, so please don't hesitate.
Thank you. Questions?
Yeah, thank you, Meredith. I thought that was great. PDF version of this online?
There is.
So if I come to Rapids and I'm searching, will I be able to pull this?
So
up?
our website is Visit Wiz Rapids, and there is a digital version, and I can send it to you too if you ever want to see
Okay,
it.
I'm just wondering, because when a lot of people come to town, they'll ask me, what to do, and not necessarily everybody wants to stop somewhere and pick one of these up, so if they could get it online.
Yeah, absolutely, it's available online, and we frequently send the digital version out to people. Our visitor center actually has them available 24/7 too. We have a little portico, so people can pick up information, whether we're open or not.
Okay, and then to the online presence, what's the percentage you would say of online presence versus print
Ooh.
that you spend your budget on?
It's a lot of our online presence. We do a lot online that we don't pay for. So that's hard to tell. So for example, our Instagram and our Facebook, we have a lot of traffic and we get a lot of engagement, but we don't always pay for boosted posts, although we do pay for some. So I would say that it's approaching like 60-40.
Print versus online? Okay. And nowadays I think everybody's gonna pull this out their pocket, and whatever they find on there is most likely what they're gonna go with. But I'm sure you guys have discussed making that shift, and
Yeah,
the
we
purchase
have-
of a CRM will help with that.
The CRM will help with that. We have an e-newsletter that gets quite a bit of engagement. We do a monthly e-newsletter, and everything is, you can click through, and it's responsive, so it depends on what device if you're on a laptop, it looks one way. If you're on a mobile phone, it looks another way. So it responds to whatever device you're working on. And we are doing a lot more search engine marketing and social media with our GEM grant. So some of the things that we're exploring for 2021, we're working with a company out of Minnesota to bring in bloggers to write content about our area and then spread that out. So we're working on that. We're also working on some more familiarization tours. And the whole purpose of that is to get people to talk about us on social media. So we hosted a international tourist in 2020 from Germany. And we're hoping to get some earned media. Earned media is when we get advertising, but we're not paying for it. So we've done quite a bit. We've been featured in quite a few things in the past year related to earned media, and that's all online as well.
Excellent. Yeah, Midstate has a foreign exchange program with a German school as well. For those reviews, I think when I would come to a town, I'm gonna definitely go on my phone first. I don't know if you guys have tried to pay for any key terms on
Keywords.
Google, keywords, or anything like that, just as long as this is all available, because I think this is where people are going to go, and I know it prints these a lot, but I love the purchase of a CRM. I think that'll be really helpful in helping you guys discover.
Yeah, it's already
works.
helped. We're kind of surprised at how many visits we get, how many people walk in, how many people call. We weren't tracking that before because we didn't have a way to do it, or a very easy way to do it. So we average several a week. And even through COVID, I had people, I was one person office, so I had people knocking on the door even when the door was locked for resources. So the good news is people are asking. So, but I appreciate the feedback, and we do. It is definitely on our radar to move more into the social space.
Anybody else? Okay. Otherwise, thank you. Thank you for the update.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Hope to see you
Thanks for
next year.
having us.
Hope to see you back next year again.
I'd like to come periodically and do an update.
And with that, we'll go to our item number 3. And that's, we've been joined by our mayor, Shane Blazer.
I was watching on Facebook from my office,
Okay.
and then I made my way back down when I got done.
Welcome. Consider for approval temporary retail Class B fermented malt beverage and Class B wine licenses for Our Lady Queen of Heaven Parish for the premises located at 750 10th Avenue South for a parish picnic to be held on August 22nd, 2021 from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And I believe this is pretty much what they've been doing in the past, I think. Or
Yeah, I think probably an annual one, I'm not sure, but yeah.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion is second to approve the request. All, any questions or anything? Hearing none. All in favor, respond by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Item 4, consider a recommendation from Statewide Services to deny a claim from Amber Reyes for damages to her vehicle allegedly caused by a pothole near the intersection of 8th Street and Airport Avenue.
Okay.
I have a question on this. If you're considering a legal action, do you still do it in open session?
As far as this?
Yeah.
Basically what this is
I
that,
didn't know, I just.
no, it's by, what is, when a claim is filed with the city, we obviously give it to our insurance company, investigate it, come up with a recommendation. And in this case, there was, no negligence on behalf of the city. And basically by us taking action here is all we're doing is we're shortening up the statutory time limit that the person has to take further legal action. It's not like we're denying the claim, but if the
Okay.
claimant wanted to pursue it further in the courts, they could. It just shrinks down the statutory time to 6 months that they have to do that.
Okay.
So otherwise, if we don't do this, they could come back years later. So
Gotcha.
basically, that's all
That
this
makes
action is
sense.
doing.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Any question by anybody? Or? Well, I'll move that we deny the claim.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to deny the claim. There's no further discussion. Committee will vote. All those in favor respond by aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the ayes have it. Item 5, audit of the bills. There's quite a
I do
few.
believe that was in your.
Quite
It's a month's worth. It's a month's worth.
Yep.
So, any specific questions regarding those, I'll be happy to try to answer them.
Nothing that jumped out at me.
Do we take action on that?
Hmm?
Check numbers.
88292.
And
9199.
you said 88292.
88292. 8199. Or 9199.
Okay.
I'll move to approve the bills.
Yeah.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the bills. All in favor respond by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Item 6 is adjourn.
So moved.
Second. All in favor to adjourn? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. We're adjourned at, what's your official clock,
At 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
5 on the button.
Dot.